Hello, I'm Dr. Michael Mosley. I'm here to guide you through a fascinating yet concerning exploration of global health. Today we're traveling to Nauru, a tiny Pacific island nestled in the vast expanse of the ocean, but it's a place grappling with a very big health problem. We're going to delve into the factors that have shaped the health of this unique nation. Nauru is the third smallest country in the world, a speck of land surrounded by the immense Pacific. But despite its size, it holds the record for the highest obesity rates globally. This is a statistic that demands our attention and understanding. Once Nauru was rich from phosphate mining, a resource that brought immense wealth to the island. This boom gave its people one of the highest per capita incomes in the world. Nauruans enjoyed a period of unprecedented prosperity. But this wealth came at a cost, a hidden price that would eventually impact the health of the nation. The land was stripped bare by extensive mining operations, leaving a desolate landscape and making traditional agriculture nearly impossible. The environmental consequences were devastating. As a result, Nauruans shifted from fresh local foods grown and harvested on the island to imported processed ones shipped in from afar. The traditional diet, rich in fresh fish, coconuts, and root vegetables, all staples of the Pacific Island cuisine, was rapidly replaced by high-calorie, nutrient-poor imports laden with sugars and unhealthy fats. Combined with a decline in physical activity as lifestyles became more sedentary, this created a public health crisis of immense proportions. Nauru's story is a powerful example, a stark reminder of how rapid economic and environmental change can dramatically reshape a nation's health in just a few generations, leaving a lasting impact. What happens if someone adopts the Nauruan lifestyle, embracing the diet and activity levels prevalent on the island? How quickly does health decline under these conditions? What are the immediate and long-term effects? We'll explore the data, meticulously analyzing the diet, and closely monitoring the potential for rapid weight gain and associated health risks. This isn't just Nauru's story, it's not an isolated incident. It's a warning for all of us living in environments that make unhealthy choices easy, where processed foods are readily available and physical activity is often sidelined. Let's find out why Nauru, against all odds, became the world's most obese nation, and what lessons we can glean from their experience. The island's history, though unique, is a magnified look at a global problem, reflecting the challenges many societies face in the modern world. How did it get this way? What were the key turning points, and what crucial lessons can we learn from Nauru's journey to prevent similar crises elsewhere? Let's begin this important exploration. Nauru's obesity crisis isn't just a matter of perception, it's backed by hard, irrefutable data. The numbers paint a stark picture of a nation grappling with a severe health challenge. We're not talking about a slight increase in weight. We're talking about a widespread epidemic that demands attention and understanding. The World Health Organization, a leading authority on global health, consistently ranks Nauru at the very top for obesity prevalence. This isn't a ranking anyone wants to hold, and it underscores the urgency of the situation. It's a call to action for both Nauru and the international community. The statistics are staggering. Over 90% of adults in Nauru are classified as overweight, a figure that's almost unheard of in other parts of the world. This means that only a tiny fraction of the adult population maintains a healthy weight, and the situation is even more dire when we look at obesity specifically. About 71% of adults are obese. That's nearly 3 out of every 4 adults struggling with this condition. It's a level of obesity that presents significant challenges for public health and healthcare systems. Childhood obesity is also rampant, a heartbreaking reality that threatens the future health and well-being of Nauru's youngest generation. These children face an uphill battle against weight-related health problems. This early onset of weight issues is setting up lifelong health challenges for these children, increasing their risk of developing chronic diseases like diabetes, heart disease, and certain types of cancer later in life. The roots of this crisis can be traced back to a dramatic shift from a traditional lifestyle centered around active fishing and farming. These activities were not only a source of sustenance but also provided ample physical exercise. This active way of life has been largely replaced by a sedentary lifestyle, characterized by reduced physical activity and increased screen time. This profound transformation happened in a single generation, a blink of an eye in historical terms, leaving little time for the population to adapt. The discovery of phosphate wealth initially seemed like a blessing, but it inadvertently meant less need for physical labor. Imported goods and processed foods became readily available, further contributing to the problem. This rapid cultural shift, coupled with readily available resources, meant that the culture and genetics of the Nauruan people simply didn't have enough time to adapt to these drastic changes. Adding another layer of complexity, the thrifty gene hypothesis comes into play. This theory suggests that Pacific Islanders, including the people of Nauru, may be genetically predisposed to store fat efficiently, a trait that could have been advantageous in the past. In times of scarcity, this ability to store fat would have been a survival advantage, helping individuals endure periods of famine or limited food availability. However, in today's world of readily available high-calorie foods, this same genetic predisposition has become a liability. With constant and easy access to high-calorie processed foods, the body's natural tendency to store fat becomes amplified. This combination of genetic predisposition and dietary changes accelerates weight gain and significantly increases the risk of developing a range of weight-related diseases. Nauru's obesity crisis is a tragic mix of complex factors, including a rapid economic boom fueled by phosphate mining, significant environmental loss due to mining activities, a growing reliance on unhealthy imported foods, and the potential influence of genetic vulnerability. As a result, physical activity plummeted across the population, and the traditional healthy diet changed almost overnight, replaced by processed alternatives. This unfortunate combination of circumstances propelled Nauru to the very top of the global obesity charts, a position no nation wants to occupy. Nauru's story serves as a stark case study in the dangers of rapid societal and dietary change, highlighting the potential consequences of neglecting public health in the face of economic development. The consequences of this crisis are profound, impacting not only individual health but also the overall well-being and future prospects of the nation. To truly understand the depth of Nauru's health crisis, we need to look beyond simple observations. Let's begin by comparing Nauru's key health statistics to global averages, providing a clear picture of the disparities. This comparison will highlight just how significantly Nauru deviates from the norm. The average adult BMI or body mass index in Nauru is a staggering 34-35. This places nearly the entire adult population well into the obese range, a category associated with significant health risks. Globally, the average BMI is approximately 25, which sits right at the edge of the overweight category, a stark contrast to Nauru's figures. In Nauru, over 70% of adults are classified as obese, a percentage that is alarmingly high. This is compared to a global average of just 13% of adults being classified as obese worldwide. The average Nauruan adult weighs around 100 kilograms, which is approximately 220 pounds. In contrast, the global average weight for adults is 62 kilograms, or about 137 pounds. That's a significant difference of nearly 40 kilograms between the average Nauruan adult and the global average. That equates to over 80 pounds of weight difference, a burden that places immense stress on the body. This excess weight places a tremendous strain on the body's organs and systems on a daily basis, increasing the risk of numerous health complications. As a result, type 2 diabetes is rampant within the Nauruan population. In fact, over 40% of Nauruan adults are affected by this chronic condition, a rate that is exceptionally high. This is significantly higher than the global average of just 9% of adults living with diabetes. These numbers aren't simply abstract statistics on a chart. They represent real lives that are being shortened, and the overall quality of life being significantly diminished for many individuals. The health gap between Nauru and the rest of the world is truly staggering and demands attention. Nauru's experience serves as a stark warning to other nations. It highlights what can occur when environmental factors and lifestyle habits change too rapidly, without adequate preparation or support. The profound impact of this crisis is visible in nearly every aspect of daily life for the people of Nauru. The health crisis in Nauru is very real, it is ongoing, and it requires immediate and sustained attention. Nauru's health crisis starts with what's on the plate. Mining destroyed the soil, so local agriculture is nearly gone. The diet now relies almost entirely on imported, processed foods. These foods are high in calories, fat, sugar, and salt, but low in nutrients. A typical meal: white rice, canned corned beef, fried chicken, instant noodles. Fresh vegetables are rare and expensive. Snacks are often crisps, biscuits, and sugary drinks, sometimes cheaper than water. The unhealthiest choices are the most accessible and affordable. Traditional cooking has been replaced by frying and boiling processed foods. The connection to local food culture is lost. This diet, born of necessity, has had catastrophic health consequences. It's designed for shelf life, not human health. The result? A nation struggling with obesity and chronic disease. Let's look at energy balance in Nauru. Many Nauruans consume 4,000–6,000 calories daily, sometimes even more. That's double or triple the recommended intake for adults. A single meal can top 1,500 calories, add snacks, and the total skyrockets. Physical activity is minimal, traditional labor is gone, and most travel is by car or motorbike. The hot, humid climate discourages outdoor activity. Most jobs are sedentary and sports are less common. The result? A massive daily calorie surplus. The body stores this excess as fat, leading to rapid weight gain. This imbalance is the engine of Nauru's obesity epidemic. The cycle is hard to break. The environment makes healthy choices difficult. The consequences are visible everywhere. Imagine John, a healthy 40-year-old, visits Nauru for a month. He adopts the local diet, 4,500 calories a day, and reduces his activity. His daily calorie surplus is 2,500. It takes about 7,700 surplus calories to gain a kilogram of fat. John's weekly surplus, 17,500 calories, enough to gain over 2 kilograms, 5 pounds, per week. In a month, he could gain nearly 10 kilograms, 21 pounds. If he kept this up for a year, the weight gain would be catastrophic. The body would eventually slow the rate, but the trajectory is clear. Rapid, dangerous weight gain is inevitable. This experiment shows how quickly health can decline in an obesogenic environment. The risks are real and immediate. Even a short exposure can have dramatic effects. The lesson: environment matters. Consistently overeating triggers the body to store excess energy as fat. First, existing fat cells swell. Then, the body creates new fat cells, a permanent change. These new fat cells don't disappear, even with weight loss, they just shrink. This makes long-term weight loss difficult. Fat isn't stored evenly. Visceral fat builds up around organs like the liver and pancreas. Visceral fat is metabolically active, releasing inflammatory substances and fatty acids. This disrupts hormones, especially insulin, which manages blood sugar. The pancreas works overtime, pumping out more insulin. Over time, cells become resistant. Insulin resistance sets in. This is the pathway to type 2 diabetes. Blood sugar rises and the body struggles to cope. The internal damage begins long before symptoms appear. The process is relentless. The effects of rapid weight gain are severe and widespread. Type 2 diabetes risks sores, leading to nerve damage, kidney disease, and heart problems. The heart strains to pump blood, and high blood pressure is common. Visceral fat damages arteries, raising the risk of heart attacks and strokes. Joints suffer under extra weight, causing pain and osteoarthritis. Sleep apnea, fatty liver disease, and increased cancer risk follow. Everyday activities become difficult and quality of life plummets. Lifespan and health span are drastically reduced. Living in an obesogenic environment is tough, but not hopeless. Awareness and education are the first steps. Knowing what's healthy and how to spot hidden sugars and fats. Prioritize healthier choices like fresh fish or the few available vegetables. Swap sugary drinks for water, small changes add up. Cook at home to control ingredients and portions. Even container gardens can help provide fresh produce. Move more, walk, swim, dance, or take the stairs. Community and government action is vital. Taxes on sugary drinks, subsidies for healthy foods, and safe spaces for activity. Health education in schools empowers the next generation. Nauru's story is a warning and a lesson. In today's world, we must fight to protect our health.